Hello, this is Cal Robinson, and I want to talk to you today a little bit about firearms rights. You know, the constitutional right that we have granted to us by the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution says that our right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. However, it seems like this particular right has been treated as a second class citizen for a long time. And it's time for that to end, I believe. In fact, I was excited to learn that Donald Trump is going to be pushing for national reciprocity for firearms concealed carry permits. And in other words, if you're permitted to carry a firearm concealed in one state, you would automatically be permitted to carry that concealed firearm in another state. Simply because you're permitted in one state, you're permitted in another. Well, that's not always the case, but this is far past due and should be a no-brainer. Why in the world is it legal for me to carry a concealed firearm in Tennessee, but if I'm found with one in my car while I'm in New York, even if it's not concealed, I'll be arrested? This makes no sense, especially in light of the fact that we have that constitutional right under the Second Amendment of the United States that grants us the right to keep and bear arms, and it shall not be infringed. Of course, some states do have reciprocity, but not all. And there's no rhyme or reason to the reciprocity agreements. That is a tough word for me to say. Reciprocity agreements. In fact, a state that grants reciprocity to another state may not have that same reciprocity granted back to them. If you travel with a gun, you must be careful that you're up on all the various gun laws, and if you're not, you could run afoul of a law in another state that would not be against the law in your own state. This just makes no sense that a constitutional right guaranteed in our country's founding document can be interpreted so differently in different states by the passing of very different governing laws. The United States Concealed Carry Association, or USCCA, has a very helpful application that you can download on your phone, and it will assist you in navigating these treacherous waters. But why should we have to be so conscious of all this in order to exercise a basic constitutional right? When you think about it, licensing a constitutional right is a little ridiculous anyway. The Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States clearly states the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's right here in this simple little document. Everyone should carry one. Cases before the U.S. Supreme Court have found decisions that are consistent with our right to keep and bear arms, and some states continue to push back on that right to the point they not only infringe our own citizens, they infringe on other citizens in other states that fully recognize those rights. Firearms possession in some states is treated like a privilege instead of a basic right. Of course, we need a license for certain privileges like driving. A licensed driver in Tennessee is granted that same privilege in New York and vice versa. We even have a special license for the privilege of driving a tractor-trailer rig. Yet, a basic right to bear arms is not fully granted in some states. This just boggles my mind because a right is a far different thing from a privilege. We would not think of failing to grant driving privileges to an out-of-state licensed driver, yet some states continue to limit or infringe upon our gun rights. States like California, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Washington State, and even the United States District of Columbia do not recognize our constitutional right to carry a firearm in their jurisdiction. high time to end all of this ridiculousness. Thanks to various gun rights groups, this issue is being pursued, and we need to continue until our right to keep and bear arms are no longer infringed upon anywhere. I welcome reciprocity and concealed carry permits, and I believe permits should involve no fees and only be in effect to ensure that a person is versed in how to safely and effectively carry as well as use their firearm. I would ask that each of you contact your representatives and make them very aware that you support reciprocity of concealed carry laws in all states. Thank you.